Welcome to the season finale of Season 1 here at Southampton. You can see from the league table right before your eyes that we have well and truly saved Southampton this year. We sit a full 13 points clear of the drop zone after some fantastic form over the past couple of episodes. We end the season today with 13th place Crystal Palace right behind us, 11th place Aston Villa just in front of us, and then third placed Liverpool at the top of the table, who are still very much in with a shout of winning the Premier League title this year. A number of sides, in fact, vying for the title, because Spurs, with a game in hand, can pull themselves up to 71 as well. So it's a four-way, unlikely to be a five-way, with Manchester City fight for the Premier League this year. We, of course, got victory against Manchester United yesterday in the Premier League, and we hope to end the season strong and prove that this squad of players that are still young, that are still growing, load please game, this squad of players could actually make it into the upper reaches of the Premier League without too much intervention from new signings. Now, I do have a sizable youth academy player to bring to your attention. We've actually had a couple more added in, the most noticeable of which is Cheku Ndoye, 5'5", so think Isaac Morris from the RTG, but he came in as a £1.5 million valued player, and he's 65 rated right off the bat. He's got some pace, he's got good balance and agility as well. His crossing and curve are very good, so he's absolutely a winger, but also his finishing's decent too. So if we can improve his ball control, if we can improve his dribbling and his passing, he's an absolute crackerjack, and we certainly will be sending him out on loan next year to, fingers crossed, grow as well as he possibly can. He's already as good as Theo Walcott for our squad, and certainly with a number of others that could grow very, very well indeed. We're going to have to kind of prune this youth squad, I think, a little bit moving forward. Players like Vincenzo Martino will probably be the ones to, unfortunately, not make the cut. But we want the best of the best. And so far, we're providing some of the best just in our own team. Of course, if we have a look at the player stats, then you can see that in the assist tab, James Ward-Prowse is the most creative player in the division. Is James Ward-Prowse the English... let me phrase it this way. Is JWP the English KDB? Let me know in the comment section. I think he might well be. He's absolutely banging in this save so far. And Onuachu and Che Adams have been banging the ball into the back of the net quite frequently for us this season. So we're very happy with pretty much every area of the team. I'm going to take El Yunusi out and throw Onuachu onto the list. Longo begged to get called up, even though he's now obviously not going to be involved. So I'm not sure what we're going to do in the summer transfer window at this stage. But certainly we're probably going to have to do something, and a lot of selling, because 51 players we've got at the club. I don't need 51 players. What I do need is some more points. What I'd love to do is finish in the top half this year. Let's go and do that, shall we? Crystal Palace line up here at home with Waita in goal, Mattia Gicilio, Joachim Anderson, Mark Gay and Tyrek Mitchell. Chet Takure and Sambi Lokonga still on loan from Arsenal in the midfield. Jeffrey Schlupp, Elise and Zaha behind Odsonne Edouard. Eberitzi Eze is no longer at the club. He's been sold, which is a surprise. But they're still pretty decent, Palace. We have had to have a great run of form to find ourselves just above them by a point in the league. So we know that they're really, on paper, a better side than we are. But we surely are in the better form, so we will go for 3 points. If we can get them, then not top spot, that's wishful thinking. Top half certainly is a possibility for us this first season, which is pretty remarkable. Here's Wilf. See, in Crystal Palace's #1 man for many a year. Still throwing himself to the ground, though, in a classic Wilfried Zaha fashion. Apparently he's been offered a £200,000 a week contract extension by Crystal Palace, which is remarkable. I didn't think they were a club that were in the position to offer wages of quite that level. Apparently, potentially, they might be IRL, and Well, whether he's worth 200 grand a week is your decision. Oh, to be fair, it took a deflection. I thought that was just a terrible shot from him. Odson Edouard, tackled by Roman Brown. There are a number of positions in the 11 where we could improve. Well, to be fair, we can improve everywhere. It's a case of deciding who is a young player that we want to give the opportunity to grow and who is a young or mid-20s player that we want to replace because we'd rather just improve in quality in that position. At the minute, I'm not sure which way to go in any given position. We've got some big decisions ahead of us in the summer transfer window, certainly. I would love to get ourselves into the top half to make us as attractive a prospect and possibility for any new signings as we possibly can. We can only do that if we beat Palace and beat Villa today. And so far, we've barely even threatened the goal in this one. But Joe Aribo's on the run. It's a lovely ball into him. The angle is not great. And nor's the finish. Can we actually create a chance worth having? That would be great. Best opportunities in the opening 45 fell to Crystal Palace. And, well, that might be the case. The beginning of the second half as well. Roman Brown out to Livramento. We'll try and... I don't know whether I've been rushing it a little bit. But I've not had many clear-cut openings. It doesn't help that some of the passing like that has been a little bit wayward. That, on the other hand, is an absolutely cracking ball. And we'll find Che Adams here. And on his left, he'll draw the save out of Waita, but not really trouble him too much. The power was there. The accuracy was not. Nice interception by Orsic. Definitely a player that is one of the go-tos to replace Mislav Orsic. Oh, brilliant save. Out to Orsic again. Delivered in. Che Adams under control, but the defender does very well. Mark Gahey steals it away from me. We've started the second half strong, but it might actually be Crystal Palace to take the lead. No. Brown with a strong challenge where he did win the ball. Despite the calls from Selhurst Park, he did win the ball. We don't, in theory, have anything on paper to play for other than prize money for a certain position. But with a team, basically with the exact 11 that have managed to get themselves nowhere in the Premier League in real life and stand a very, very large chance of relegation, we've managed to get them potentially into the top half of the Premier League, which I think would be a massive achievement in this first season. I don't know where Joachim Andersen's going, but we'll take advantage of it. You tell me where he's off to, because I can't. Oh, he's offside. I'm sure he's offside. Please be offside. Wilfred Zaha is not offside, but Alex McCarthy keeps his clean sheet. Another good chance. Again, they scream for a penalty, but that was just Wilf sliding over after he'd had his shot. Elise delivers the corner. It's not bad. Zaha's underneath it. And Livramento will just get rid. Anywhere will do for us at the minute. Elise with an excellent first touch. And Zaha across here to Sambi Lokonga. I thought that had gone in. It has now, but the linesman's flag is up. Goal line decision replay needed, I think. What an effort from the edge of the box here. But... oh, I tell you what, VAR would be needed for that as well. It's so tight. Mark Gahey can't quite give Palace an equaliser, but just how close was that effort from the edge of the box? They couldn't be much closer to an equalising goal, could they, Crystal Palace? In real time, I thought it had crossed the line. Thankfully, by a matter of millimetres, it hasn't. It looks like we should get a 1-0 victory here away from home at Selhurst Park, which will fire us further away from Crystal Palace, even though they've got a game in hand, and should be able to keep us above them, despite the fact they may well win that game in hand. I'm not sure what our goal difference is compared to everyone else around us. I would imagine Palace's and Villa's is better than ours, although we could have made ours and Palace's change even yet further if I'd have tucked that home. But we'll take the 3 points and be very, very pleased with it, given the nature of Crystal Palace's chances in this game. Will Zaha can't quite believe it. Head in his hands. We will take all 3 points back down to the south coast, thank you very much. And I think we've stolen that a little bit. We've had just as many chances as them, but they certainly were of better quality. Up next, Aston Villa. So as we head into the game against Villa, we've gone from having played a game more to now having played a game less than most of the other sides around us. We are level on points with West Ham and can move into the top of the bottom half with just a point against Aston Villa. But if we beat Aston Villa, we will go A, above West Ham, and B, within a point of them for the final matchday weekend. 10th is a possibility, but only if we win this next game. If we draw it or lose it, we will not finish anywhere other than 11th at the highest. Emi Martinez in goal for Aston Villa. Mati Cash, Ezri Konsa, Diego Carlos and Luca Digne. Douglas Luiz and Boubacar Kamara holding, with Buendia and Coutinho as the two creative players behind Ollie Watkins, who's on fire in real life right now. And Enes Unal is a new striker for them up top to partner him. This is the battle for the top half, effectively, really, between ourselves and Aston Villa. West Ham are involved as well. We've got to fight off two clubs in claret and blue to try and get ourselves into that 10th spot. But what an achievement 10th would be in this first season. Aribo needs some good footwork. James Ward-Prowse, I'm still desperate to score a goal with him today. Sulemana! That was on its way in. That was 100% on its way towards the back of the net. That was an excellent effort. Ward-Prowse with the delivery. That would be keeper's ball. Oh, I've ruined it. Caught in it, or on it, but play continues. Coutinho taking his time. Coutinho quickly to Ollie Watkins, who certainly might well be a strike option for us next season. Whew. Looking for that bottom corner and very nearly finding it. Douglas Luiz, the man to take the corner on the far side. Delivers well enough. Horschitz clears well enough, but Luiz will keep it alive again rather than going for a second corner. Digne nearly opened up for him there on his left. And Uzunal has opened up for him on his right. But Alex McCarthy continues to keep everybody else at bay. Still going. His footwork's superb. Livramento. Che Adams is there. Cut it back to him. Che. And Sulemana needed the first time hit. Took it a little bit too close to the keeper. But Emi Martinez throws out that left leg in a similar way to the World Cup final. Can Roman Brown win this header? I don't know who touched that last. But it looks like it was Emi Martinez. Let's try again then. And at the near post, nobody in a Southampton shirt. Suleiman will nod that back around the corner though to Lavia. Brown is there. Can I get that through there to Che Adams? He's beaten his man. Che Adams! Oh, pick that out! Che obviously just heard me say, oh, maybe I'll look at Ollie Watkins for striker next year. And Che is like, no, you don't. I can score the goals. And there's Unal. Lovely ball into Buendia. Over the top to Coutinho. Oh, it's a lovely ball. Ollie, if you do want to play for me and potentially have the chance to challenge for Europe next year, you are going to have to finish better than that, mate. You're not necessarily making me want to buy you. Powered it through the gap. Aribo's there. Che, was there too. Go on, Jimmy. Go on, Jimmy. Oh, my God. Oh, just one more. Just one more. Oh, what a run it would have been. James Ward-Prowse turned into prime Messi for a moment. One real option. Ooh, that was nicely done, but a good block on it. Coutinho to Ollie. Ollie to Unal. Unal. McCarthy, what a save again from the aging now superstar here at St Mary's. Sulemana gets there. Someone used a hand. Who was it? Right. Well, it's a long way out. But we do have James Ward-Prowse. If this goes in, then I would have lost my head. It was on target at least. Corner for Villa. Less than half an hour for them to try and get an equaliser here. But Alex McCarthy is very determined to yet again hold on to a clean sheet. As it stands, we will be a point behind the Villains with one to play. Unfortunately, our one to play is Liverpool at Anfield. So, continually, the chances of us finishing in the top half, even after beating Villa, provided we see it through, are slim. Go on. Oh, good save. But we live in hope. Continue off Leon Bailey on. Ward-Prowse delivers. Orsic could be up for this. He was. It's going to fall here to Sulemana. He'll nod that down to Jimmy. Back to Sulemana again. Roman Brown. Why not? The centre-back. Aha! Shoots like a centre-back. It's opening up a little bit here. And Aribo will look for Che Adams. Oh, it hit Matty Cash's arm. Oh, this is James Ward-Prowse territory as well. Come on, Jimmy, please, pal. Please. Desperate for you to score a goal this season. Which he has! In true James Ward-Prowse style. Wow! Yes! And all of his teammates coming across to celebrate with him. Wild scenes in the stands. He did it! He's actually gone and done it! James Ward-Prowse, back of the net. That is trademark. Yeah, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. That was the one thing missing from this season. And now we've got it. Oh, shits. Williams nicely into Che Adams. And here comes the run from Joe Aribo. Oh, dip. We're getting a little bit fancy now. James Ward-Prowse with a stunning world-class free kick to seal the points against Aston Villa. They can no longer finish any higher than 10th. We can't finish any higher than 10th, but we're not 10th yet. That win will put us above West Ham as we head now to Anfield for the final game of the year. Yes, as we head in on the final day then. The league table looks with us at the head of the bottom half, with actually Nottingham Forest looking like they might save themselves. Everton have slipped into the relegation zone now. Bournemouth and Brentford are both down and were a long time ago. But Forest are on a hell of a run and up to 17th now. But Leeds still vulnerable, as are Nottingham Forest, as are Everton. On the final day, Leeds have Wolves at home, not a straightforward game. Nottingham Forest in 17th have 19th placed Bournemouth at home. So you would say Forest in a great position to save themselves. Everton have West Ham away, who are 12th and chasing us. And if we lose and West Ham win, then West Ham will go above us, but it would mean that Everton do get relegated. Everton would need to win as well, because if they draw and Forest lose, unless Forest lose significantly, which they won't, Everton will still go down on goal difference. At the upper end of the table, Arsenal cut adrift in 6th. Awful season for them. The fight for the top 4 is well and truly on between Chelsea and Manchester City. Level on points as they head into the final day. City have Fulham away. Chelsea have Leicester at home. And at the top of the table, it's a 3-way fight. Liverpool have us at Anfield. Manchester United have Brighton at home, who are 14th. And Tottenham have bottom of the table, Brentford. If Manchester United draw, you'd say they're probably going to win the league on goal difference, because I don't think Spurs or Liverpool are going to meet them on goal difference unless Liverpool pull out a Chelsea against us and win by 9-0, which is unlikely at this stage. So Man United in the driving seat for the title. Who knows who's going to get that 4th spot. And Forest in the driving seat for survival. So there is plenty of drama in the league, everywhere in the league. But remarkably, unlike last time we were manager of Southampton in Season 1, none of it involves us. So with a Premier League title potentially on the line for Liverpool, Alisson, Joe Gomez, Luca Hernandez, Van Dijk and Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho and Kirkju, Salah, Jota, Diaz. Trent, of course, sold earlier in the season to Real Madrid. And as such, since then, Joe Gomez has filled in at right back for him. They've obviously made a couple of signings elsewhere in the squad as well. Our back 4 might well be set for the entire save. Such is the potential of those that are involved in it. There are only a couple of areas where really we'd be looking to improve in the starting lineup, with potential in a number of different areas too. Left wing, certainly one of those areas where we absolutely could improve with either a younger player who's not necessarily that much better, or someone that is just significantly better on the left-hand side for Mislav Orsic. Lovely little dummy by Mo Salah. Can Brandon Williams get there? He can't. Salah's left him for dead. That's very Mo Salah. So is that. Oh my God, Mo Salah on the run, and Livramento will scramble it clear. We might have our work cut out today against Liverpool. Robertson with the throw into Kirkchu. Tsar very much for giving it back to me. Now Liverpool are going to press. We know that coming in. It's a case of can we deal with that press. Jota apparently the player to watch in their front line. I think Mo Salah might have something to say about that though. Liverpool take an early lead, and with that they might in the live table be top. Didn't think to check the goal difference for those that are at the top, but with Manchester United presumably drawing at this stage, that might be the goal that wins Liverpool the league. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah running down the wing. And going again. Oh, Jimmy. From open play, maybe. James will... Oh, no. No, James Ward-Prowse. No. Salah steals that away from Brandon Williams. Just couldn't get the ball under control quickly enough. Salah going all the way. And drawing the foul from Salisu. And will have the chance from the spot to extend Liverpool's lead. No card, it seems, for Mohamed Salisu. He was going to get away with that. But as the ball went, I just tried to put a block on it. Salah's gone down over the leg. And it will be from the spot for Mo for 2 for Liverpool. He's going to go left, I think. Oh, my God. That's unsavable. That's 2-0 Liverpool. Bloody hell. Aribo will find him. And early to Che Adams as Virgil's lost his man. And he's not read the turn either. Alisson, however, with a very good save to deny what was also a very good effort from Che Adams. This could be a chance from the corner as well. It's going to fall to Romeo Lavia, who's going to have to find a teammate here. Salisu, the man that's there. Sulemana around the corner. James Ward-Prowse. The chance to score a second. Unfortunately, not able to be taken. An assist, maybe? No. Try and make him make a decision at the minute. He just wants to go left and right, but it's actually working, annoyingly. Okay, they're playing some nice football now at Liverpool. This is really cutting me apart. Diogo Jota can't finish the game off at 3-0, but that was an extremely good move. Mo Salah with the corner again and delivered well. Salisu away. It will fall to Virgil, and he's given it away as well, unfortunately for him. So it will be 2-0 at the break. As it stands at half-time, Manchester United are also winning, and as such, would win the league. Liverpool 2-0 up, obviously, against me. Spurs are winning as well, so it's as it was with the top 3. Chelsea are drawing to Leicester. Manchester City are drawing to Fulham. So it's as it was with 3rd and 4th as well. At the bottom, Everton are drawing with West Ham. And Nottingham Forest are losing to Bournemouth. So I can't remember what the goal difference was like between Everton and Forest, but at the minute Everton are maybe doing enough to get themselves out of the relegation zone. Villa 1-0 up against Arsenal as well, so it doesn't look like we'll be finishing any higher. Well, we're 2-0 down as well ourselves. Doesn't look like we'll be finishing any higher than 11th, but 11th would be still a phenomenal first season with this Southampton squad, so we'd be delighted to take it. I don't think the financial gain of difference between 10th and 11th really would be missed that much. Lavia steals that away. He's just not very quick, but he's not very strong either. Luis Diaz driven into Fabinho. Diogo Jota is there and slammed out wide to Joe Gomez. Ball back nicely to Thiago Alcantara, and here's Diogo Jota in the box looking dangerous. Salah's with him on a hat-trick and doesn't have it. Whew. McCarthy effectively just sitting on the ball there, so he saw that it didn't go in. think Jadon Sancho had 21 goals. Make that 22. How's that for timing? He's just scored for Manchester United to make it 2-0 against Brighton. As we haven't scored to make it 2-1 here. Unbelievable. Off the bar. Che, it's a lovely turn. And then Alisson denies him with an excellent save. Can't quite believe we haven't scored there. Ward-Prowse delivers the corner. Salisu's up. He's won the header well. He's won it very well indeed. We've got the goal back. And now just one more. Oh, Mo, stop it. Thiago Alcantara back to Fabinho. Kirk to Diogo Jota. Well blocked. Salah to Diogo Jota. Bugger. Liverpool have their 2-goal advantage again. It's 3-1 to the Reds. Oh! Please book him. Thank you. Suleiman, Ward-Prowse. Or lift it, looking for Che. Could be another James Ward-Prowse assist. It will be another James Ward-Prowse assist. That's a hell of a goal. 3-2, and still, maybe, we might get something from this game. Salah, intercepted by Salisu. Orshitz and Adams. It's a nice turn. A number with us. Some whistles from the crowd now trying to get the referee to blow for the end of not just the game, but the season. But it will come very, very soon indeed. Liverpool will either win 3-2 or they'll win 4-2. It'll be 4-2. Diogo Jota has his second to go with Mo Salah's brace as well. They will win on the final day, Liverpool, but it's only second place for them, or third place, depending on goal difference, in the Premier League. I think Spurs were in second and Liverpool were third prior to today, weren't they? So we'll wait and see. It was literally the last kick of the season. Jota scores to make it 4-2. So we'll drop back now. We'll have a full season roundup, as we always do, and see what happened in the competitions we were involved in, what happened in the competitions elsewhere around Europe. I'll have a look at the Patreon players as well, and of course, have a think about what we might do with our squad for next year. £146.7 million for finishing in what position? 11th in the end. A single point behind Aston Villa. West Ham 2 further behind us. 11th is a very, very good finishing position for us this year in the league. At the bottom, Everton couldn't do it. Nottingham Forest survive and Everton are down. Championship football next year for Everton Football Club as they drew 0-0 with West Ham and Forest drew 2-2 with Bournemouth. At the top end of the table, as we go slightly further up, Chelsea were able to get a win over Leicester, whereas City only drew with Fulham. So Chelsea finished in the Champions League. Spurs third, Liverpool second on goal difference, and Manchester United, of course, 2 points further clear at the top of the table. Congratulations to them. The FA Cup final was won by Tottenham on penalties in a North London derby at Wembley Stadium. That's remarkable. Carabao Cup by Arsenal as well. So by Arsenal. So both domestic cups go to North London. One to Arsenal and one to Tottenham. Champions League final hasn't yet been played, so I'll need to advance a bit for the European competitions. Liverpool versus Real Madrid in a Champions League final. That's a bit too familiar, isn't it? Let's go and find out what happened in those big European ties. Advanced a bit further, and Liverpool are victorious against Real Madrid on penalties at the end of a 2-2 draw. Finally, they actually get the better of the giant Spaniards. In the Europa League, Manchester United win 3-0 against Lazio. So it's a Premier League and Europa League double for Manchester United. And Villarreal win the final of the Europa Conference League against Ghent. Now, other leagues around Europe, and of course the top goal scorers, etc. for this division, Jadon Sancho does get the Golden Boot. The most unlikely of players from that list of top 5. And even 6 if you include Adams as well, of course. 23 for Harry Kane. Che Adams with 18 goals in 37 games, though, is very respectable. Onuachu down there with 13. as another Southampton player. I don't think anyone else for me came even close. James Ward-Prowse with 2 late assists in today's episode. And, of course, that wonderful free kick. 15 assists all told for the season. He wins on that front. Alex McCarthy kept 9 clean sheets in 32 games and finishes 5th in the list. Fair play, sir. David De Gea, though, romps to the Golden Glove. Congratulations to him for that. Alex McCarthy and Theo Walcott both leave us at the end of this season on a free. Coming up from the Championship will be Sheffield United and Norwich. QPR, Watford, Stoke and West Brom in the playoffs. Burnley only 8th. Going down will be Bristol City, Blackpool and Sunderland on 40, 40 and 37 respectively. In League One, Wycombe win the league. Derby second. Playoffs of Peterborough, Portsmouth, Ipswich and Charlton. Wow. Bolton 10th. Sheffield Wednesday only 16th. Cambridge 17th. Oh my lord. Let's go. Forest Green relegated. Plymouth relegated. They're top of the table in real life with 4 to go. Fleetwood down and Accrington as well. Plymouth were on 49, Fleetwood 45 and Accrington 42. In League 2, Walsall, Crewe and Salford promoted automatically, with Rochdale, Grimsby, Wimbledon and Colchester in the playoffs. Then at the bottom, relegated back down to the National League, Newport County and Hartlepool on 48 and 49. Stevenage were on 50 and survive by a point. In Liga, PSG by a country mile. Bayern only 4th in Germany. It's Dortmund from Leipzig from Hoffenheim in 3rd. In Italy, Roma by 11 points from Juventus. 117 goals scored, Juventus. Bloody hell. That's disgusting. Eredivisie, PSV from Ajax by a point. In Portugal, it's Sporting from Porto from Benfica in only 3rd. In the SPL, Celtic from Rangers by 4 points. And in La Liga, Real Madrid from Barcelona by 7. Real Betis in 3rd. And Atletico Madrid only in 5th on head-to-head. So no Champions League football for Atletico Madrid next year, which is a surprise. With regards our objectives this season, we haven't done that yet. We might well be able to do that soon. Although 4 players getting 20 matches is probably unlikely. We've done the 10 games without defeat. That's 25. I didn't sign a crucial first-team defender, though. Financially, we've done that. Domestic success, we did 1, not the other. And obviously, we don't have any continental expectations this year. With regards our squad, then, we will still have some Patreon players in here for the time being. Although they'll move on either immediately at the beginning of the new season or eventually at the beginning of the new season. So Mateus Liss will come back from loan. He's 73 now. Bazunu's up 4, but still only 75. So we will put Bazunu back in the starting lineup. And he should be better than Alex McCarthy. But whether he is, in effect, better than Alex McCarthy, I'm not sure. But he should grow next year. So Bazunu, hopefully, will be able to hold down that starting spot. Caballero retires. And Dubravka will continue on as the backup goalkeeper. We do have plenty of real-life loanees out as well. Lots of fodder at the club, unfortunately. A little bit of growth for Thierry Small. Brandon Williams has peaked, but hopefully with dynamic potential over the course of the next season or 2, we can kick him on. Larios, Perro will continue to be backup, and we can use him in midfield as well if we feel like we need to. Chaleta Sarr is up to 80. And he's genuinely good. And if it weren't for Roman Brown, would be starting alongside Salisu. Longo I'm going to send out on loan next year, and hopefully he can grow significantly well. Salisu is also up to 80. Jack Stevens out on loan will get sold next year. Roman Brown at 18 is up significantly, although that is, of course, with a position change from centre forward to centre back. And hopefully will continue to grow. Obviously, he's got potential to be special, so he's going to continue to grow, and significantly so as well. Bella Kotchap's up to 77, which is good news for him. So we have 4 centre-backs that are absolutely first-team squad. Tino at right back is up 5 and will continue to grow considerably as well. So we're fine at right back. I might need a backup right back though. Potentially. Although Perro could probably play on either side. Brandon Williams can play at right back. Or we can play Perro at left back. But maybe I need a backup full back. Not sure as James Bree is leaving us to go to Wolfsburg when the window opens. Diallo, I don't know what to do with. He's up 3 this year and has grown well despite minimal football. But Lavia is still going to be my go-to for that defensive position. So, I don't know. Rubbish. Grown very well, but still needs another year at least, Samuel Adozi. Aribo, now a left mid. We've actually now started using him at cam. So, I'll change his position once more. That will only take 4 weeks. I do believe I would like to look for a new left mid, however. Although Nathan Teller probably deserves a chance. He's not great, though. He's rapid and agile. There's not much there technically at all. And he hasn't had a great loan spell at Burnley. Sulemana has grown spectacularly well and is significantly better than Teller technically. Oh, I don't know what to do with Nathan Tiller on that left-hand side. Maybe we give him a shot. You guys will have the opportunity to decide upon that. James Ward-Prowse with 1 goal this year. Stays at 81 and obviously is going nowhere ever. Smallbone has grown a little bit, but Watts has grown a little bit, certainly. And similarly, Kegs. Finnegan, not a Patreon player, actually, Ryan Finnegan, but still rubbish. Stefano Rizzi's grown by 6 out on loan at Club Bruges, although I think some of that was still with the position change. He has potential to be special as well, by the way. Carlos Alcaraz, we can use on the left-hand side. He's grown to 75. We might not need to bring someone in on the left-hand side. I might not need to make any signings next year. This squad might genuinely just grow and be good. Theo Walcott leaving us and probably retiring. All shits I'd be open to selling to then bring in, or maybe not bring in, to then use Nathan Teller as backup to Alcaraz. Danan Lundulu is not great. Don Ballard went out on loan to the free agents. Apparently has grown by -1 because logic. Sekou Mara 73 now. A little bit of growth from him. Another loan spell probably needed. Onuatu I'm probably going to sell. Adam Armstrong, we've had a loan bid accepted for him from Valladolid. Whether he goes there or not remains to be seen. And then obviously Che Adams has been our go-to striker this year with 18 goals in 37 games. With Onuatu moving on, maybe striker is somewhere where we sign someone and Che Adams is backup, or at least Che Adams starts the season, but maybe a higher rated striker comes in and fights with him for that first team spot. Everywhere else, almost literally everywhere else in the squad, apart from maybe a backup right back, I think I'm happy with the team, and we should expect everyone to grow by another 3 or 4 next year. And if this starting lineup grows by 3 or 4 in every area next year, then that suddenly becomes a very respectable Europa League side. And because we're going to try and do things the Southampton way and not buy in a lot of talent, maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's what we do. Focus on what we've already got and try and grow what we've already got. In the youth setup, the obvious is Cheku and Doi. He will come up to the first team and be loaned next year. Vasile Marin will also be loaned next year, or as soon as he turns 16. George Taylor will also be loaned next year. Significant growth for him this year, although obviously that comes with the positional change as well. Carter Andrews will also be loaned next year. And then we've got some other talent that, again, could be very good, but he's miles away from it as it stands. And the rest, I just am not sure at this moment in time whether they're actually going to reach the maximum of those windows, but they could potentially be half decent. So we'll just keep them in the squad and continue to loan them out. My youth scouts for the new season are out looking in Brazil, Korea, and England continually. So we will look for any more worldies. And if we find some worldies, then maybe they replace what is currently in our youth setup. With regards to Patreon players that are not at my club, that you haven't seen so far in that squad, obviously those of you that are in the current squad will be able to see that. I need to actually go and add you to my shortlist. So bear with me, I'll go and do that, and then we can have a run through of those of you that are on the Patreon as well. For those of you then that were on the Patreon and not in my club, you will have seen those of you that are at the club still and out on loan, you'll have seen your ratings as we move through. I'll update the spreadsheet as we progress into the next season as well. I've currently got it here. I'll update everybody's ratings as soon as I start season 3. As we push through here then, you can see that everybody obviously is still at the club that they started at, because you don't move from the club that you start at if you start at a club. So I'm just going to scroll through. Feel free to pause the video at any particular moment if you might like to see your rating in a bit closer detail. Of course, feel free to come by on stream as well, and at any moment I'm quite happy to show you guys your individual stats or what your career path has been, etc. But of course, all of you here on this list now will stay at these clubs for the rest of the save, whereas those that are in the squad hub with me that I signed from the free agents and have loaned out or loaned to buy out will have more of a career path. So we'll play it by ear with those of you there, but for the time being, that, I believe, will bring us to a close for Season 1. There is no change of kits, etc. for this sort of save, because I'm on console, not PC. So the Southampton kit will look exactly the bloody same next season. Onuatu listed after poor run. To be fair, his goals did dry up a little bit, if we're honest, before Che Adams took his starting spot. So I'm actually quite happy with that. Kane wins Player of the Month, but we're not bothered about that. I think goal of the season is going to go to that James Ward-Prowse belter, don't you? That free kick in today's episode probably wins it, to be fair. So that is all from Season 1 of Southampton. They have been saved. Now then, can we succeed at Southampton? Operation Saving Saints done. Operation Succeed with Saints underway. Join me tomorrow for episode 1 of Season 2, where we will get underway in the transfer window and, of course, be looking for your feedback as well. I'll see you then.